Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the vigilant, conscientious, but at the same time pretentious man. I am the Puerto Rican Prince, Angel Santiago, and I'm joined by my podcasting partner, the universe, Lucas Greifsum. Look at those eyes. Look at those beautiful... Yeah, look at that beautiful set of eyes. And we are Elevate Pro Wrestling News, and we're going to be taking you through the entire pro wrestling news for this week and the upcoming week. And we're going to be giving our little bit of opinions on the way. But let's jump right into it because so much actually happened yesterday on Sunday. Most of all, truth of all, R-Truth and Carlito are fired. Or Carlito's leaving in 2 weeks. R-Truth is fired.
R-Truth is released and they're just not renewing Carlito.
Yes.
R-Truth, I mean, Carlito I can understand.
Yeah, he's not
actually doing it. He's not doing anything. They're obviously leaning towards dissolving the Judgment Day relatively soon.
Yep.
And one of our friends mentioned, I don't remember the last time he actually wrestled on
TV. Nah, he hasn't.
And obviously he's not getting pay-per-view time.
Nah. No. I do get the Carlito thing more. I also wouldn't be surprised, and my level of conspiracy theory is that this is the goal to get Carlito to go back to Puerto Rico to wrestle, and that's how they try and get into the Puerto Rican territory, because they did numbers when they ran a show there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, hey, go back, go to IWA, go talk to Savio Vega, maybe politic a way that we could get an event there, and then you could come back.
Right.
Because it seems like that's what they did with William Regal in AEW. He went there, low-key spied on them for a little while, realized that it wasn't as much as he thought it was, and then came right back to NXT 2 weeks after he didn't renew with AEW on a conveniently very short-term deal. Even though he was involved in the main title picture for pretty much that entire year.
Right, which was dumb in its own right.
Yeah, that was stupid. I don't know why we needed William Regal involved in the Blackpool Combat Club when we already had Danielson there, or who's the veteran retiring, but regardless. But R-Truth, that's
shocking. Like,
it's literally just involved.
It makes no sense at all.
Unless, and again, conspiracy theory, but unless this is a work, and then, John Cena politic to get R-Truth fired if they actually talk about it tonight on Raw, that's going to be the interesting part, is how much reference is there going to be to R-Truth tonight.
I looked at the list. I don't remember seeing Cena confirmed to appear.
Oh, for Raw?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, it might be on.
No, regardless. Yeah, at either program, but still, you're right. If he's not there tonight, I wonder if they're going to have any, context at all to, R-Truth not being there. I mean, he literally just got involved. He's the reason Cena retained the title.
Yeah, I mean, he just main evented the PLE.
Yep.
Which, granted, the match was questionable, but still. I mean, he still main evented the feed. He was just on Raw.
Yep.
Last week. I can remember if it was Raw or SmackDown.
Yep.
It was just on Raw last week.
No, I don't understand. I mean, again, unless this is, again, I don't know how TNA and their relationship works when it comes to releases. Maybe they're telling him go back to TNA. Honestly, also R-Truth is old, so he may just be like,
but I mean, I think we mentioned it. I think you mentioned this last week that R-Truth, he's still a guy that if he's gonna go, you have to do a program for him.
Yes,
been there forever.
Yes. Well, that's in my head now, looking back, context wise, down to that Cena match. That almost did look like R-Truth's retirement match.
Yeah, I guess.
It did look that way, feel that way. They gave him his own standalone promo on SmackDown. I don't remember R-Truth is typically there, but he's not him, center of the ring, right. Dark lighting with a microphone in his hand. So I look back on that and I'm like, that really looked like a retirement match. Which is interesting, in a retirement run. But I almost feel like it would have meant more if they told us that. If R-Truth was if I lose, I retire. That would have gotten Cena so much heat for that.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like you have to make some reference. I hope
you got to do something with you can't.
I hope Cena talks about it.
Yeah.
I hope Cena says and it's my fault that he's fired. That would be great. And then you could have, Truth on Twitter say whatever, and then, you could still have him right off into the sunset because he doesn't want to do this anymore. But at the same, they just give some logical context to why he was released rather than it just being a firing. At least there's some storyline element to it.
Right.
But yeah, I was shocked that R-Truth was released, especially with the amount of good press and stuff he's brought to that company.
Right. And I mean, even he's just a good fill-in guy. I mean, he helped make the Judgment Day better, even though he wasn't really doing anything.
Yep. No, I agree. And
he's doing that for 17.
Exactly. He's been doing it. That's the thing. He pushes multiple other people He brought back the Awesome Truth and held the tag belts for a while, and that was pretty good. He he did all the Judgment Day stuff, which just kept that boat floating for a little while longer. And then now he did the whole John Cena storyline, and it provided a lot of good context to that. Yeah, no, I'm shocked that he was released, but I guess we'll see tonight or Friday if there's going to be more context provided. But speaking of Raw and SmackDown, Stephanie Vakir lost her NXT title last week to JC Jane on the same episode.
Stupid fashion.
Yeah,
But it makes sense now. But
it makes sense, but like, why that finish?
yeah,
You have the girl hit a 619 to her face, roll her in the ring, and then she just hits her finish 1, 2, 3. I was like, don't get me wrong, actually, and I'm not a proponent for the roll up, but like the roll up would have been perfect.
right, yeah.
At least if she was like knocks one girl off the apron, knocks the other girl off the apron, misses a big punch. Oh shit! And she gets rolled up 1, 2, 3. Oh my god! And she got distracted. All right, fine. Then you gave him a little heat. Legitimately taking one kick to the face and a punch to the face should not have put her down, but clearly Hunter was like, "Get to the main roster now." So, same thing with Ricky Saints.
Well, he's not up there yet.
Yeah, they moved him on.
He hasn't appeared yet.
No, you're right. But the rumor is that with Vakir moving up, he's also moving up to Raw, which I think they could need right now. I think if they're smart about it, you have Rusev beat Sheamus, and then you have Starks beat Rusev.
That could be
to build him to being something more, because I love Rusev. I think his gimmick has gotten a lot better. I think his look is a lot better.
Right, but it's still Rusev.
There's a large ceiling for that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a large ceiling right now for like what he is, because he's trying to do the Redeemer gimmick while also trying to stay true to like what his character was before. And again, I said this last week, but I still think he should be Money in the Bank. I think having that, you need a Money in the Bank that is I really don't remember last time, like, even Priest, honestly, like, they kind of jobbed him out with the Money in the Bank, like, fail cash and fail cash and fail cash, and then finally at WrestleMania, because CM Punk helped him, it worked. I don't know. Like, I would really prefer if there was somebody like Rusev who's like looming in the background, scaring people. Like, oh, when is he gonna cash in? Oh my god! Like when Kane was Money in the Bank, that was awesome. And then we finally came out to cash in on Mysterio. I was like, oh my god, now! And it was a perfect heat-seeking missile. But besides those two, obviously losing their titles, we have now Jordan Grace, who's gonna be moving to SmackDown.
Jordan Grace got called up. Yep.
I will find it interesting to see how Jordan Grace performs on the main roster, considering she's going to have to be around people like Bianca.
I'm kind of shocked that she was in NXT for as long as she was.
Me too. I actually thought she'd be champion if they were going to put her in NXT.
Right. I was shocked that she lost the match at whatever it was called, Battleground.
Yeah. Against Vakir. I agree. I thought that was going to be like, have Vakir drop the belt, she moves up, and then Jordan Grace holds it for 6 months, and then she moves up. But I think it's exactly what we were talking about last week when it came to the NXT roster as a whole. You have like so many people on that roster that like you can move up and you should move up if you want to get the most bang for your buck out of them. Because to be honest with you, that women's division NXT is great. JC Jane's not bad. That group isn't bad. Sol Ruka, her partner, Lola Vice, I'm blanking on the Jada Parker. Like, all those girls are like, they're green, but they're good enough, especially on NXT, to like bolster an actual division. I don't think there's a lot of room for somebody like Jordan Grace there, unless you're going to have them destroying them week to week with those girls, and you kind of want to build them up at this point.
Yeah.
Like, the last few like champions on NXT, although it's, I think, good, like, even somebody like Ethan Page, dude, he's got to move up soon. If you want your, again, Sean Spears, I know.
Well, he was just on SmackDown. I mean, granted, and so was Johan.
Right. Well, I think that is interesting, by the way.
Just granted, that could have just been like a sort of bill type for Worlds Collide or whatever.
But isn't that fascinating, though, that it seems like they've chosen, with the exception of the Laredo Kid promo from Tuesday last week on NXT, I feel like this is the most that they featured NXT guys on the main roster with like with the like, oh, but it's because of Worlds Collide. Like, it's almost like Worlds Collide, this weird like tunnel between both NXT and the main roster now.
Well, you got to think about it too. The two higher profile matches, the championship match and the 6-man tag, are all main roster guys. They're not NXT.
I do find that interesting. But now now Javon is a part of it, and like, I will find that really interesting I'll find it interesting to see how they go about. I also find it interesting how they're going to go about the styling of the matches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they going to have Pagano and Wagner and Psycho Clown all wrestle their style?
Right.
Is that why they put them with Legato, or is it vice versa and they want no wrestle more American
Uniform,
style? Yeah. And is the goal? And again, we talked about this last week too. Is the goal here to move them up?
Mhm.
Is the goal to get Pagano on the main roster, Psycho Clown on the main roster, Wagner on the main roster? Is that their goal? Because what happens after this event?
Featuring it, yeah.
Right. Well, that's the thing is then, are you still going to run AAA shows as its own thing? Like, is Triple Mania going to be part of the new PLE schedule? Is the goal here to, I guess my question is the goal of Worlds Collide to show this talent to the main audience to get them on the main roster? Or is the goal just to try and tell people, like, you should also watch AAA now that we own it?
Right.
So I will be interesting to see how they, like, actually phrase the whole event. But speaking of which, though, Vikingo has now beaten El Patron for the AAA title. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting Del Rio to get a warm welcome from WWE.
Right. Well, that I agree. I find it weird that they didn't just straight up say, nah, he's not with us.
Right. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like I expected them to I don't know, do something with it, I guess, but they sort of almost just ignored it. Like they wanted like no part in it at all.
Right.
They didn't want to mention him. They didn't want to do any of it.
Right.
They announced a few days before that their Vikingos match at Worlds Collide was going to be for the AAA belt.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I mean, like I said, I guess it definitely makes sense, obviously, given his past, that they don't want to be involved in any way with.
Especially if they want to bring back Paige.
Right.
Which is possible, which she said she's interested in. Which I think may have turned those tables a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like this could be Triple H, like, trying to rib him.
Right.
It was like, I don't even want people watching anything of AAA until I'm putting the WWE seal of approval on it. So drop your belt to Vikingo, and they will actually give him a title defense against Gable.
The other thing I could see it being, honestly, is a TKO thing of like, this guy is just a dick, and we don't. You don't want to be associated.
Yeah, no, 100%. When you're a publicly traded company, you can't bring in somebody like that and expect the audience to, like, open their arms. Yeah, exactly. That ain't gonna happen, dog. And I'm glad that TKO at least, like, saw it that way. And I'm sure Hunter also saw it that way. But yeah, the big conglomerate was definitely like, yeah, no, we don't need him, because that's the other part of it.
Yeah, it's just not necessary.
You didn't buy that company for Patron as much as, like, and again, I don't know how much our audience watches actual AAA events, but to be honest with you, he is the American wrestler in that company. Like, he doesn't wrestle Lucha Libre. He's not doing Hurricane Ranas and dives and stuff. He's grounded game. But it seems like that's what they want Gable to be with this whole division, which is good. Yeah. But you have no room for a guy like him then, again, unless you're going to move him to your main roster. And you should not be doing that unless you want to get heat with your audience. Yeah. Especially right now with, like, again, everything is within context. When you don't have a babyface WWE champion right now, and a lot of your champions are heels, you don't want to then bring in and again, how many people have they debuted? Aleister Black, as much as he's like a face, he ain't really a face. Like, he's not doing any face things. Rusev, heel. Yeah. Like, you have not brought in any actual baby faces in a while. So, like, you can't now bring in Patron and expect people to, like, give him good heat. Like, it's going to be bad and visceral. People are just not going to want to watch that stuff. Because what, you're going to give a preliminary match? No. Are you going to have him wrestle Punk? Punk's not going to do that. Like, how many guys on that roster are going to be like, we're not wrestling him? Which also could have happened, I guess. But speaking of people not wanting to watch something or watch another thing, the constant counter-programming with AEW and WWE right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely picked up more in the past couple of weeks. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Weeks. But what I don't want to understand is why, if that's what their goal is, why are they programming main roster stuff against it?
I agree. I find that it's interesting how, like,
because, like, I'm not the biggest AEW fan in the entire world, but, like, if I have to choose between watching an NXT PLE or AEW PLE, I'm gonna watch AEW.
Right, I agree, because it's more rare as well, especially because it's all in. Right. And that's the interesting part too, is how they program that whole weekend. How it looks like Hunter was like, I don't know the date of All In yet. Prior, because I'm sure they had to book the arena before, whatever the case may be. He tried it on a Friday. That wasn't it. He tried it on the Sunday. It wasn't it, because he booked Evolution and I believe there's an NXT event on that Sunday. I could be wrong though.
No, Evolution and Saturday night main event the same weekend.
Yeah, but isn't there something on that Sunday? Isn't there an NXT? Oh, it's the no. It's the NXT event is on that Saturday during the day.
Yeah.
Which that's the true counter programming because AEW said that I think they're running because it's in Texas. I think they're running at 3 p.m. our time, which puts the NXT thing right back to back with it.
Yeah.
Like I would get the concept of doing Saturday night main event that night.
Mhm.
But I find it interesting that he was like, nah, put it right smack dab in the middle of their time frame. But I agree with you. It's definitely going to hurt WWE's numbers.
Well, yeah, it's just going to bury NXT, which, like, I mean, I guess you might not care about in the grand scheme of things, but, like...
Well, it's odd because it's like they're using NXT as this, like, okay, we're just going to... They're sacrificial lamb every single time. Like, we're going to book this whole... Keep in mind, too, no matches have been announced for this actual NXT event yet.
Yeah.
They haven't said who Obafemi's defending his title against. They have no number one contender right now. Mm-hmm. We don't know if Ethan Page is going to retain his title.
It's still a month out,
but still,
yeah,
you're trying to counter program. Again, I'm not saying that AEW is the best program in the entire world. I'm not saying that they've like built to everything. But to be honest with you, the Hangman storyline is
the wrestling's at least good. At least it's a good product. I mean, whether the
Hangman storyline is interesting, like right now especially, like. You know, it was reported recently that it seemed that they were still choosing between Ospreay and Hangman hours before the show. But I'm glad they went with Hangman because that story is there at least. Like, again, whether you like Hangman or you don't, there is a story there that he can go into this thing with Moxley with. Mm-hmm. However, if he loses to Moxley, you will literally lose viewership at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's just, I don't know. I like Mox. I have nothing against him or anything, but it's just boring at this point. I just don't. I'm just not.
It's run its course.
Yeah.
And especially now that if you're going to be competing with WWE, I'm sure, again, I don't know what they're going to put on that Saturday night main event. They haven't really, said yet. I don't think we're going to get another John Cena title defense.
Probably not. Probably not till SummerSlam.
I don't think so either. I don't think they're going to waste the Cody match at a Saturday night main event. Maybe a Jey Uso title defense, though.
Maybe him and Gunther go then.
Well, I'm also confused on that.
Yeah.
Are they not wrestling tonight?
I don't think they are.
Or next weekend or whatever, because I swore that Gunther was in 2 weeks, and I was like, it has been 2 motherfucking weeks.
Yeah, he did, and that's what's confusing is because they said that, and then they did the tag team match at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going. And this is what bothers me too for nothing.
Yeah, it's literally just for shits and giggles.
Don't get me wrong. If you're if Logan Paul and John Cena win, Logan Paul gets the opportunity against Jey Uso. If Cody and Jey Uso win, Cody gets the opportunity against Cena. Great. That makes sense. Gives us something to build to. Then you could honestly have Cena and Logan win, and then Jey and Logan could go out again. Jey gets his get back. Great. Whatever. I don't understand what this tag match is for. Is the goal to... I mean, does anybody think John Cena is going to get pinned? No. Does anyone think Cody's taking a pin? No. Yeah. Jey is probably not taking the pin. Yeah. So it's Logan Paul's taking the pin. We know that.
Which is dumb, because, I feel like you're trying to build, at least recent programming, when you're trying to build him up. You had him beat AJ.
Yes.
And go against Jey.
Yes. I don't get it. And honestly, what I find interesting, too, I like this John Cena-Logan Paul partnership. Mm-hmm. But it is so obvious that I could see it right now. The second that they start losing that match, Cena's going to hop off the apron. Yeah. Logan's going to hit the what? Mm-hmm. And he's going to catch a crossroads 1, 2, 3. That is going to be the ending of that match, guaranteed. Clip that. Guarantee you. I guarantee you that'll be the ending. Cena walks out on Logan. Oh, you weren't good enough. Logan takes the pin and he's all mad, and Logan will be off TV for a few weeks, and it'll be Cody and Cena at SummerSlam. But who cares?
Yeah, I just don't care anymore.
And again, what does this help? You have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed all lined up for Jey Uso. You have that whole, it could be, again, and this is my problem too, you're having Jey Uso play second fiddle to the WWE title. Mm-hmm. You should have Jey Uso every week getting jumped by these three. They should be the new bloodline on TV where it's constantly Jey Uso having to find a new partner, having to find CM Punk, having to find Sami Zayn, maybe having to beg Karrion Kross for something. Something along those lines so that we can have some sort of okay, it's a constant battle between these two factions. Again, if Seth Rollins doesn't win Money in the Bank, which I think he will.
I mean, I was looking at it. I mean, there's no... obviously, there'd be a couple interesting guys.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at what the actual...
And either Punk or AJ is going to get added to the match tonight. but
Yeah, I'm trying to find what. Okay, yeah. So Rollins, Penta, LA Knight, Solo, Andrade.
yeah. Which, speaking of Andrade, he was the last person I thought.
I know.
would that call.
Well, you know what's funny? I was watching it with my dad, and we both went, "Wow!" And then I thought about it, and I was like, "Nah." Hunter was like, "I need you to do something, brother. I need you to take a powerbomb and do a ladder."
I don't get how they're trying to book Carmelo Hayes though. It just makes no
I-
sense to me at all.
I could not understand why he lost.
Yeah,
I was like,
I can't understand why he took the pin.
I don't know either. What? Okay, so I kind of understood why he took the pin, because that's like, no. Did they do Game 7 with those two?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But if they didn't, that was Andrade's get back. If they did, I think Melo won that series, and that's why Andrade got the pin. But regardless, where does even Melo go from here?
Right.
He's so boring right now. It's actually horrible. And I think The Miz is trying super, super hard to get him over, but it's like, I don't know. It's not working if you're not going to give him wins.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, again, you should not have had him take that L. That was big.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he could have been in that match and doing the same thing I feel like Andrade could have done.
Yeah.
But I also feel like this is them trying to justify the signing of Andrade because he's done nothing.
No, yeah, he's done enough.
And frankly, I'm shocked he's not on Worlds Collide.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm shocked.
Literally a former Triple H champion. I do not understand. I'm sure he'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
But, I can't understand why they didn't do that. But
What I don't understand is why these events are so short. Like, well, they're not short because they film with ads, but why are there only 4 matches?
yeah. Well, I don't mind that, but like then you can't have one of the you can't have 2 of the matches be Logan Paul, Jey Uso, John Cena, Archer.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this then. And then no Intercontinental title. Again, when was the last time Dom defended the title? I know he defended on Penta, but I want a new opponent for him.
Yeah.
When is Fatu gonna get out of this?
This fuck, they're gonna do something serious.
I know it's my I saw him in the qualifying match, and I was like, yes, would it be cool if he was if he was in the match? Yes. There is 0.0% chance he actually wins that briefcase because he has the United States title. Why would he need that?
Right.
When we have also established that, again, apparently you could cash in the Money in the Bank for any title because Austin Theory tried that.
Mm-hmm.
So what is actually the point of all this?
Right.
If you're gonna, yeah, that was dumb. I was like, dog, get Jacob Fatu out of the Bloodline storyline. He needs to be on his own right now. I like Solo trying to get him back. At this point, you are losing this blow-off match.
Yeah, but it's been like they've been building towards him and Solo for months.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Like,
they think we care about him more than we do.
Like, it'll be entertaining, like it'll be fun, but it would have been better 3 months ago.
Honestly, the only way you could keep that up interesting is if Solo hands him his first L.
Yeah.
If Solo beats him for the United States title, probably with a new Bloodline member's help, whether it be Hikuleo, if the Tongans come back. I know Mateo's, the Cobb is there now, but, I'm sure there's other Bloodline members. I don't know. Journey, I guess, if they bring him in. But, Lance Anoa'i, that's what I was thinking of. They could bring him in. But, irregardless, if they just have Jacob Fatu be Solo Sikoa, I just don't understand what this whole thing was building towards. It's not going to help him.
No.
Nobody actually thinks, like, oh, Solo is the boss here.
Right.
Like, no, it's obvious that he's, like, the fake, he's trying to be Roman, but he's not. I don't get it. Speaking of somebody who's not getting something, Vince McMahon just lost his best friend.
I saw the headline and I was like, God, that's crazy.
That's wild.
Because like
That's his
that was
friend.
because that's the whole thing that he was hoping on, is that everyone was just gonna shut the hell up about it.
I guarantee the FBI was like, they threatened Laurinaitis or something.
Well, they did. They added him to the suit.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're gonna fuck you over.
Yeah. I'm shocked he turned on him, though. Laurinaitis turning here. If you don't know what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, John Laurinaitis in the court case with Vince McMahon has now turned on him to help the FBI by providing evidence against Vince McMahon in exchange for him getting off of the case. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating that.
It's even more because like Vince just started what's it called?
The 14-1, yeah. And it's an investment firm that Vince McMahon has finally just started.
And there's been a lot of noise about him maybe trying to buy WWE off TKO.
I saw that. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think he has that capital right now.
Well, even if he did, I feel like someone's going to tell him to go away. Like,
yeah,
whether it's Hunter or
Exactly. That's the thing. His family's still involved, so like they're just gonna be like, get away from us. Like the same way when his wife like took the administration for Trump, that she didn't want any association with him, and she divorced him.
Yeah.
Like the day before she got that promotion. Oh, it's fascinating. I again, we'll send updates here, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, but it will be fascinating to see if this court case moves quicker now. What does this mean for now this new company that Vince?
I think it'll just settle now. Honestly, I think Vince will finally just be like, Martin.
Yeah, take the jail time.
Well, not even that. I mean, he'll probably just pay her. He'll probably just settle out of it. But
Well, it's not civil,
you can still settle out.
even for FBI case.
Yeah, I mean, you can plead down to like a lesser offense.
I wonder if they'll allow him to, because they spend so much
Yeah,
time and resources on it.
Depends on,
Especially now that Lord Nice has that clear evidence. Like, yeah, when everyone was tight-lipped, I thought he was gonna do that, where they were just gonna settle for like, I don't know, whatever, home arrest or whatever for him. But now that like they probably have some concrete. I mean, if Laurinaitis is truly helping the FBI, they have text messages and emails.
Yeah.
I mean, he's cooked, or phone calls, or whatever the case may be. So that'll definitely be interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks with that story. But we will keep you guys updated. Let's see what our next topic is going to be. Who wins, Hangman or Mox? We kind of talked about it, but
I don't really like. I hope Hangman wins, but like at the same time, I just don't really care. I mean, I feel like you need someone new for their.
should have been Ospreay.
Even Ospreay's been. I mean, he hasn't been that guy, but I feel like you just keep recycling the same matches and the same people and the same everything, and it's just like change it up. You have so many people on that roster.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, that's the thing, is they haven't really built anybody else to be able to be that main title picture. I hope with Hangman, they go back to what made AEW, and that's you can have a title match on a random Wednesday against a random opponent and have it be a banger match. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they need to go back to. Like, have Hangman go out there the literal first episode that he wins that title and go, open challenge right now, who wants it? Right. And then you have somebody like a Ricochet, maybe Omega, like whoever the case may be, comes out and challenges for that belt. You have a lot of good stuff that you could do with Hangman as champion. You've lost that with Moxley right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, and it's just gotten stale. Like, I got to this point with Roman's run too, where like, yeah, when Roman's there, it's great, and he does cool stuff, and he makes his goofy face or whatever when the next random guy comes out. Yeah. Like, it's just been too long.
Yeah, they rinsed and repeated that a lot. And thank God they did the Cody storyline longer towards the latter half, so that at least it felt like there was some like continuous like story there. But yeah, Mox has run its time. But regardless, let's talk about Raw tonight. We have Penta and Rollins. They qualified for Money in the Bank, as we just discussed. You wrote in the notes, I actually agree with you, I forgot this happened, that Balor took another pin.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I feel like the whole Judgment Day booking is weird, because they're wasting so much women's talent with this whole Dom gimmick, which like it was entertaining at first, but now there's three or four different women's wrestlers who are trying to
involve a Dom.
Yeah, that's why, and it's not like it's random. Feel like it's talented wrestlers.
Yeah, it's Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Stratton, kind of, sort of, but still. Well, my thing is too is if you're gonna like, you pushed it. He's Eddie Guerrero. That's the goal here.
And like, cool, but like,
you got to have him run the stable though.
Yeah.
Like, if it honestly, in my mind, what would be perfect is if you want a progression here, he's got to leave the Judgment Day.
The problem is they're making him out to be Eddie Guerrero, but they're not. But he doesn't look like Eddie Guerrero. He just looks like a dumbass.
What do you mean?
Like, he just doesn't look like Eddie Guerrero. You could tell when he was wrestling that everything he was doing was deliberate. Like, it was clearly just being a tool. Dom just looks like he's falling on his ass and ending up looking like Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. It looks more accidental than it does. Like, I agree, and that's where I feel like a little bit of Eddie Guerrero was that he was smarter than everybody else. Like, it wasn't an accident. You're right. That's why I feel like if he leaves the Judgment Day, take Roxanne with him, bring in then other people to help him. Like, if he had like AOP next to him, that would be hilarious. If he was like hiding behind two giant dudes with his girl next to him, that would be hilarious. Like, he needs his own like because everyone apparently forgot that the LWO used to be heels. He needs like a heel LWO. Like he needs like actual bad guys. Like honestly, and it's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, he's Eddie, he's Eddie." Honestly, his gimmick is actually leaning more towards what his dad did in WCW when he was unmasked with the Filthy Animals. It would be mad funny if he did like if he made his own Filthy Animals, got his own version of Conan, maybe bring in a AAA guy who's like, you know, has a lot of heat on him. I think that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. The other thing with the Judgment Day too is Finn. Like we just mentioned, he's taking all these pins, but then on Raw, he's just like cackling as the Judgment Day is breaking around him, which like I don't get where they're trying to go with this.
Me neither. And it sucks because it feels so, we just want to put Finn Balor on TV because he's a good soldier.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's great, but we want Finn Balor to win a match.
I want him to win a match. I want him to win a title. I want him to have some sort of like honestly, and this is what I'm saying. I think Dom needs to brave off, turn heel on Finn, and let Finn be a face.
Yeah.
Let Finn beat Dominic either for the IC title or just in general, and then have him go fight
Rollins.
Exactly. I was about to say whoever inevitably is the champion, probably be Rollins at that point. But that'd be great.
Yeah.
You need him to have some sort of world title on his back because right now it just doesn't make any sense. And I predicted it, by the way. Rusev, Sheamus, they're going at it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Big med slap and beat.
I'm gonna enjoy it, but I mean,
I'm in it.
Sheamus is older. Rusev is older. Like it's not gonna be 2013, but it'll still be good. I'll still enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a fun match at least. They'll just be the hell out of each other. They're friends, so yeah. But for tonight, they have Styles, Punk, and you wrote Hulk Hogan in a mask. But that is Mr. El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if they don't let him come out as both gimmicks for the Royal Rumble, I will be so disappointed.
Yeah, it would be.
He needs to come out back to back, one as himself, and then come out as Grande Americano.
That would be awesome.
Who do you think's winning that match?
Well, I mean, obviously, I had a misstroke. Obviously, Grande Americano's not, but I don't know. I feel like it's interesting because it doesn't really make sense in my mind for either person to be in the Money in the Bank.
Punk or Styles?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Punk should be doing his own thing with Rollins or with someone else.
I agree.
And Styles, it doesn't feel like that's because the last time we saw AJ, he just lost to Logan.
Yeah.
And so why is he now getting an opportunity to be in?
Well, I find that interesting too because I'm like, to be honest with you, AJ as a Money in the Bank would be dope.
Oh, it'd be fun, but like I don't get how we got from A to B.
Right. Yeah, no, he just got stuck in this match.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you've already established that what's his name? Who's the general manager of Raw? Adam Pearce. You've established that Adam Pearce knows that Chad Gable's Americano, so why did you give him 2 qualifying matches? Yeah. Like what? I actually am gonna find it funny because right now I saw on Instagram that Chad Gable. Did you see that pile driver spot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was nasty. Oh, that went so wrong so quickly. But he has a huge black eye from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so funny when Grande Americano has that black eye in the mask.
Yeah,
because that's obviously what's gonna have to happen. I also assume that Pentagon's gonna get involved somehow.
I would assume
Probably pull Grande out. If they're smart, it should be Vikingo. That would be dope. If Vikingo comes and does a dive and takes him out. But we shall see. Vikir, Liv Morgan, Ivy Nile. Why is Liv Morgan getting another title shot? Who thinks Ivy Nile's gonna win?
But Valkyria can't win either because she's wrestling World
in the tag match.
Yeah. So I mean, that's they want to just put Liv Morgan in the match because she's a good wrestler and she does the stipulation matches.
And I guess they want another girl in that match that like could viably win.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, again, if you want to shoot back here to the moon, you could have her win, and you could have her. I mean, obviously, Ivy Nile's there and take the pin. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, I agree with what you said before that they want, because at least in my mind, it's pretty obvious that either Alexa or Naomi is winning the match.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a Naomi, just because she's been on such like a
right
non-title personal streak. I really like Alexa Bliss, but like, dude, please bring back the goddess.
But again, what are they doing? I don't understand what they're doing with her character.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like.
They're not doing anything with it.
The Y gimmick makes no sense if she's not going to be involved in that group. She should be leading the Wyatt Six, or go back to being
away
who
from
she
it
is.
entirely.
Because she doesn't even do like the creepy stuff anymore. She's still cutting promos normally, and I get it's an homage. I get it, but like it's not working right now. She's too good in the ring to have her being in that spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope Valkyria wins. Honestly, you might as well.
Right, but I mean, I feel like that's just bad booking, because then you I don't know. I feel like you can't have her wrestle at both events,
Yes.
because you feel like it's not plausible that she's really gonna win either match.
Yes. Well, that's kind of the issue. Is like if you have her go to Worlds Collide, it is a tag match, to be fair.
But still, I mean,
I know, no, it's definitely street. I mean, obviously they're doing it for ticket sales too, because she's such a star in Mexico. I guess it would work for her to come out. I guess if you're gonna push her,
but you're just now calling her up. Are you going to immediately have her win?
that's the thing. Is like, and they never do this, and that's why I'm kind of like, I think it'd be interesting if they had her win, just because they never have anybody win once they first get to the main roster. They always take some sort of like some L's before they finally get there. Like even Valkyria lost to Queen of the Ring by getting her ribs broken by Nia Jax. But listen, I think Valkyria is a star. I think that she could be really big. I think she could be Money in the Bank, because you don't have to then. The problem is now you've established that she's such a star. She's definitely going to win at Worlds Collide. Let's be honest.
Right.
They're not going to let those other girls win.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have her win, then you've pushed her to the moon at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you give her the Money in the Bank, it kind of offsets that time that you could wait then 6 months to give her the title.
But the problem is, like, do you want to risk it at that point? Because, like, what if something goes wrong in a tag match before? Then you're kind of screwed.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
So I feel like it's just better.
It's definitely like a Jenga tower that they're going with her. Because then again, even then, vice versa. So then if you have her lose tonight, so you can make her the Jacob Fatu of the women's division, where she takes L's, she doesn't lose, she's never been pinned. That's the new gimmick that WWE loves. Is like she's lost like 4 triple threat matches and 2 tag matches, but she's never been pinned. It's fine, I guess, but I that's how I see this gimmick going, is that like Valkyria loses at Money in the Bank, but obviously it's a Money in the Bank match, so who cares? And she does a tag match and loses, but doesn't get pinned, and then like, I don't know. I honestly think if you're gonna have her go for one title, do you need to have her go for that Intercontinental title or the United States title? Like, she could
like, as much as she could make the mid-card title relevant.
Yes.
And like,
because Chelsea Green was doing that with the United States title, and now you have Zelina Vega, who's a very nice person, but just is not working with that title right now, and it's pulling it down. And Valkyria is getting better as days go on.
But at the same time, they haven't done anything with Valkyria.
Exactly.
It's just been Becky Lynch.
This all could have been done without the title.
Exactly.
All that whole storyline could have been done without the title, which is why, like, I think Valkyria brings some like extra oomph there that they need. But anyway, that's what we have on our list today, honestly. That's everything we got.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching Elevate Pro Wrestling News. I'm the digital and vigilant conscientious, but at the same time pretentious man. I am the Puerto Rican Prince. This is my partner, the Universe Lucas Scribesu. Make sure to go watch our most recent episode of our video essays of what AAA wrestling is if you don't know what we're talking about when it comes to AAA. And make sure you watch the next podcast. We will see you later.